We're 3 quarters in. Giants pitching a shutout.
You just need one for the crowd to get back into it.
To the end zone, deflected, touchdown Denver. And the Broncos are back in business.
You got to be out of your mind in this game.
What a comeback by the Denver Broncos.
If I hadn't called it, I don't know that I would have believed it.
Tumney has missed 2 extra points. Can't be missing extra points in the NFL.
39-yard field goal for the win. He got it. Denver has won.
They come from behind not once, but twice.
It is time to get more with Geico. So early on, the Broncos were not getting enough from anyone on that team when they took on the Giants this past weekend. That all changed in the fourth quarter. Hopefully you saw it when it was live. Most points in NFL history after being shut out in the first 3 quarters. They went on to win the game. So what is behind the art of the comeback? For more on that, we're going to send it over to the guys. Matt Ryan, dare we start with you?
Oh, yeah. Funny, guys. Funny. I get it. No, listen. Unbelievable game last weekend.
Yeah.
Nate and Coach can attest that was my survivor pick. So I was watching that game screaming the entire time, rooting for the Broncos to get it done. But listen, I've been on both sides of it, right? Been a part of teams that have come from behind, found ways to win games. Also, most notably, the Super Bowl loss, right? We're up big, and that game starts to slip away from you as you get going. Inevitably, what I think happens in big comebacks like that, right, is number one, if you're the team that's coming back, right, you need the ball to bounce your way at one point or another. When you're coming back from a big win or a big deficit, you need the ball to bounce your way once or twice. We saw it in that game last weekend, the missed field goal or the missed extra points by the Giants, right? The pass interference call, like all of those things. The Giants are trying to put it away. They get these things, but you need the ball to bounce your way once or twice. But you got to ride the momentum too, and you got to make these plays. I think it comes down to belief, right? When you're in those situations, there's a mindset and a belief that you're going to get it done. And on the opposite side, it really only takes a play or two, right, to stop that momentum on the other one. In the Super Bowl, I thought we did it when we hit Julio Jones on the sideline, but we weren't able to capitalize on that and come away with points.
One of my favorite Super Bowl catches of all time.
Unbelievable catch, incredible catch from Julio. But you have to capitalize on that when you have the momentum in those things to stop it from the other side.
You know, I think there's 2 sides of it, and I think looking back at yours, and we've talked about this before, clock management. Clock management, I think, sometimes is a lost art in the National Football League. When you have a lead, a 2-score lead, you utilize the clock, every second of the clock, because you can take away a possession by just using the clock. You think about every quarter, you're probably going to have 2 to 2.5 possessions per quarter, maybe 3 possessions. But if you can take away those one of those possessions with the clock, now I can dictate how you can play the game. Now, like all of a sudden, the sense of urgency becomes greater because now you're looking at the clock. So I think sometimes when you coach a certain way to get the lead, but you coach another way when you have the lead. And I think that's what gets lost sometimes in the National Football League, because we can never take our pedal, our metal,
foot off
the pedal, foot off the pedal, because we're always thinking, okay, stay, you don't want to lose it. No, you've earned the right to have that lead. You've now used the clock to your advantageous situation.
But that comes with experience and wisdom. You know, we see a lot of coaches struggle with that. Sometimes the clock will either be their enemy or their ally, and if you're good, it will be your ally. But getting back to where you started, Matt, you know, regardless of what side of the ball you sit on during this comeback, I believe it does start with the coach and the quarterback. I mean, the domino will fall with them, and if they panic, we're all going to panic. You know what I mean? Like a ship doesn't steady itself in the storm because the captain yells louder. It steadies itself because the captain is sturdy and solid while everything else is shaky. And I always look back at certain times throughout my career where the quarterback will come in the huddle, and these are the moments that matter the most. And if he's calm, direct, looking us in our eyes, telling us we got this, and I look to the sideline and our head coach is sitting there giving us the nod, we're cool. But if they panic, we're all panicking.
I think what was so interesting in that game is I thought both sides did that, right? Like Jackson Dart did that in a losing effort. Bo Nix did that in a losing effort or in a winning effort, and both coaches did that too.
I agree.
Right, of making plays. I think that's what makes it so compelling, right, was that there was that back and forth in that game, and it was never over.
There's things that you look at in that game, and you don't want to be the Monday morning quarterback. I know it's Sunday, but you know, it was a 3rd and 5 in that game where they went for the kill. They took that vertical shot down there to Robinson, and they missed it. Stopped the clock. Denver doesn't have to use it, right? Kind of what you just talking about, Coach. So it's also what's your temperament of your team and where you're at as an organization.
But that's good, though. You're right about you got to be selective with your shots during the comeback.
And you want to put that kill shot on. You want to be aggressive, and then but
if you're going to take it, you got to hit it.
You got to hit it, and then he doesn't, and then he turned the ball over. But then there's plays down there at the goal line. You're at the 1 yard line, 1st and goal. Do you need to score on the first play, Coach?
Hey, listen.
I'm just saying, there's things like that you go back and Coach, I'm not trying to anything with Coach Dayball, because, I mean, obviously they were doing an outstanding job, but when you look back, you're like, I know there's plays and moments.
No question.
You wish you could have back. But then that's, again, what's your temperament of your team? Are you I'm a killer, I'm a stone cold killer, I'm going to go out here and doesn't matter? Yeah. Or are you the other guy say, you know what? Like
we have the discipline to stretch this a little bit.
It's important to point out that every roster is different. Every locker room is different. You guys have been a part of a number of different places where things are done differently. Some groups have a unit on the offensive line, let's say, that can dominate with a big lead. And if you're on the other sideline, we're just not going to get the ball back because they run the football, they do these things well. If you're one of these teams that has a number of skilled players, maybe a less than offensive line, you're going to have to manufacture a way to keep the sticks keep the sticks moving,
for sure,
keep the clock running. So to your point, understanding what your strengths are as an offense, how you can maintain that lead. Because when I think about comebacks, I didn't have many comebacks, but I was part of some of these blown leads. And it was, as an offensive lineman, I'm pointing to the ground saying, keep running it, keep running it. We don't have to go for the kill shot or do anything fancy. Keep them off the field, run the football.
Well, you're an experienced team, too. Like, the Giants are a young team.
Yeah.
Right? Rookie quarterback, young guys around him.
Yeah.
Where's the sense of, like, somebody to calm down that huddle, coach, and, like, we're good. Jackson Dart,
he's going to learn.
He's going
to learn from that. And I look at this team and I think, that experience. I think back to the Chicago Bears last year when they hit that Hail Mary against Washington, right?
Yeah.
It was a crazy game. And you said it. You said that could be the end of their season.
Right.
I feel differently about the Giants, though, and this young group, right? Because you talk about the makeup, the chemistry, who is in that locker room, these young players. You've got this belief and this sense of confidence that's starting to build there. So I look at this loss for the Giants very differently than we would have maybe that Bears loss last year.
Yeah, and I think, again, I go back to some of the – we were down 24-7 in 2002 to the Cleveland Browns in a playoff game, divisional playoff game.
Yeah.
And that's when Kelly Holcomb was thrown for 435 yards. We couldn't stop him. We had Tommy Maddox. Well, we came back, and it was just one possession at a time, and we're just looking for a stop. Just give me one stop.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just one of those games where you just – and we came back and won that football game. But I think back the greatest comeback ever, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Coming back against the Houston Oilers in 1992.
35?
It was 92. It was my very first year. I was doing an interview at CBS, matter of fact, with Greg Gumbel in my house. And at halftime, I says, yep, we're going to end up playing the Houston Oilers. And the Buffalo Bills came back and won that game.
Frank Wright.
With Frank Wright as the quarterback.
Shout out my coach.
We played them the next week and lost. And I was talking about the Houston Oilers.
Well, I think that's the thing, though, right? In these kind of games, there's no 10-point play. There's no 13-point play, right? It's one play at a time. You chip your way. You chip your way back into it.